Look, anyone who's serious in this game knows why smart money steers clear of crowd investing, but no one wants to say it out loud because it sounds too harsh. The truth? Most crowd investing deals are a mess, and you're about to find out exactly why that kills your chances of real success. It's frustrating as hell watching founders pour their souls into these platforms and investors dump cash just for everyone to get stuck in slow motion, tiny returns, and a swarm of noise with zero control. The problem isn't that crowd investing is bad on paper. It's that it's set up to trap both sides in weak structures that cannibalize the real upside before it even begins. First, let's talk about control. Or, actually, the total lack of it. It's crushing, isn't it? The endless damn roller coaster of hedge fund returns that feel like a busted compass in the storm. You pour time, money, sweat into strategies that promise safety, diversification. But then market chaos hits, and suddenly everything collapses like a house of cards. The frustration burns deep because you're supposed to be smarter than the rest. You're the founder, the investor, the leader who's seen every angle. Yet here you are, stuck repeating the same cycle of pain. Underperformance, drawdowns, despair. You're tired of buzzwords. When you put money into a crowd round, you're one of hundreds or thousands of tiny shareholders. You're sick of investing in diversification, only to see it fail when it matters most. No voice, no influence. You're buried under layers of noise, watered down decision rights, and diluted ownership. For founders, that means trying to move fast and make bold calls while being held hostage by red tape and endless obligations to a faceless group. For investors, it means zero power to protect your investment or push the company to course correct when shit hits the fan. You want control, clarity, and, most of all, results that punch through noise and ego. Let's start by demolishing the biggest myth that a single strategy or even a bunch of strategies blindly thrown together is going to save you. That thinking is old, lazy, and doomed. Multi-strategy funds are not your magic bullet if they're just layering random bets. Imagine betting on a horse and not being able to tell the jockey when to speed up or slow down. Insanity. Actual edge comes from ruthless selection, laser-sharp orchestration, and relentless adaptation. You think multi-strategy means hedging your bets equally? Wrong. Second, the quality of the companies crowd investing attracts is just not up to par with what real VCs chase. Most founders who end up there are either desperate, unconnected, or haven't cleared the bar that would get them serious venture capital. That's a reality check. If you want to play with the real pros, you have to be in the league where people see clear signals of potential. Crowd platforms don't filter for that. They're open doors for everyone, and that's a fast track to messy portfolios full of small bets that dilute focus and deliver mediocre returns. The smart money won't touch that, because they've learned the hard way that spreading thin over noise is a fast track to bankruptcy and opportunity cost. It means shifting weight dynamically, harvesting alpha like it's a predator sniffing prey, constantly aligning risk where it screams opportunity, not where history told you comfort live. So here's the raw, uncut truth you need. Stop treating strategies like a buffet you pick bits from. Instead, build a fused machine, where momentum strategies can fund distressed debt plays in real time, because risk is constantly monitored, and capital flows with precision no emotion can bend. You don't just diversify blindly, you architect resilience with asymmetry as your guiding star. Identify and marry strategies whose drawdowns never collide, whose cycles offset each other like well-trained fighters covering each other's weaknesses. Third, the legal and operational jungle around crowd investing is a nightmare. This isn't some textbook dream. It's brutal, meticulous work, but it's the only way out of the chaos prison your current approach locked you into. Complex regulations designed to protect the little guy ironically slow down growth and put founders in jail time stress. Oversight? Yes. But at the cost of agility? Hell no. Next, embrace conviction like your life depends on it. Multi-strategy funds drown because they get wishy-washy. If a strategy fails the test in real market conditions, kill it fast, no mercy. Shed the dead weight ruthlessly. Too many hedge funds hold on to strategies out of pride, hope, or stubbornness, and watch the entire fund die a slow suffocation. The very thing venture capital is about, speed, flexibility, and adapting on the fly, gets strangled by the bunch of mini-laws that crowd rounds force companies to dance to. Instead, create a kill switch mentality where every strategy faces constant pressure, constant questioning. If your business can't pivot, If your cap table looks like a candy store after a sugar rush, you're dead in the water. That frustration builds, the team burns out, and the investors just keep losing. Here's the brutal advice. If you're a founder, don't fall into the trap of crowd investing as a shortcut. It's a slow death. Instead, build relationships. Get into the right rooms with strategic investors who bring more than cash. They bring muscle, networks, and wisdom. Force your team to be merciless, ruthless on capital allocation, and unapologetic about cutting losses. That's the discipline that breeds long-term freedom and trust from investors who demand and deserve performance. And here's something many overlook. Leverage your network, not just for capital, but for intelligence and agility. If your multi-strategy fund operates in isolation, you're already behind. The problem isn't just markets, it's being blind, disconnected from what's happening in corners where alpha is forged. That means grinding to meet the right people, putting up with rejection, but earning each vote of confidence until you have a group who moves like a team, not a crowd. What if you could link your fund's decisions dynamically to a network of founders, investors, and data streams that spot shifts hours, sometimes days before the crowd? Don't settle for small checks from anyone with a credit card. It's poison. Real growth needs real partners. If you're an investor, stop chasing those shiny crowd rounds thinking you'll catch the next unicorn for a few $100. You won't. Protect your capital by backing founders with skin in the game and investors who know the sector cold. Integrate external real-time insights into your risk models to anticipate regime changes. Your fund must not just react. It must evolve ahead of the curve, preempting crises rather than drowning in them. Finally, remember this. The real edge is freedom. The freedom to break every rule the market wants you to believe in. Refuse comfort. Refuse consensus. Get in early only if you can actually influence the outcome, inject guidance, and hold the founders accountable face to face. Build your fund to transcend traditional boundaries of risk and geography. Otherwise, you're just buying a ticket to watch mediocre management and tiny returns from the bleachers. And here's a secret. The real magic happens when a few sharp minds connect, cut the noise, and align around missions that refuse the old rules. That's why venture capital exists, to fuel rare ideas with rare people who don't want comfort zones or autopilot funding. If you want to win, you have to be that rare player who refuses to be just a number, who builds real alliances, and who takes full ownership of the outcome. No shortcuts, no crowd illusions, no hand-holding from a nameless mob. Stop thinking like you belong to some old tribe of hedge funds. Think global, think dynamic, think anarchist in spirit. Because only those who break chains become the architects of impossible returns. Invest not just capital, but obsession into continuously refining your multi-strategy approach until it's a living organism, able to morph, adapt, and strike faster than any market shock. Pain is inevitable, frustration is brutal. Every investor and founder wasting time on crowd investing is giving away the edge, the control, and the momentum needed to win bigger battles. But this is the path, the one that makes you more than just a player. It's painful to admit, but necessary. If it looked so good, smart money wouldn't be running the other way. So stop looking for easy plays. Build real connections. Demand respect for your time, your money, and your vision. Step out of the crowd and into a tight circle where every move you make counts. That's how the few who know what they're doing win, and it's waiting for those bold enough to break away from the illusion. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and open the featured link to learn more. It makes you a liberator of capital, a master of chaos, a force that bends markets instead of getting crushed by them. Stop settling for hedge fund as just another name. Build the ultimate solution, a machine of strategy, conviction, connection, and relentless evolution that reshapes what hedge funds even mean. The question isn't if you can master this. The question is, will you dare to transcend everything holding you back? Because this is your battlefield now, and it doesn't forgive the weak.